since OREC 2019, you've acquired how many units?
It's after May 31st, it's going to be 13.
Or like, how are you financing all this stuff? Like, do you have just millions of dollars in the bank?
It's literally not even that. Like, I reappraised that. Ended up getting about $130,000 to play with, and that's what I've been using to fund everything else. Private lending, what that allows me to do is have sort of a predicted return.
So like, you're still making money after that?
So it's kind of the slow season right now. So my slow season brought in about $500.
So you're still making money in the winter?
Yes. So projected income based off of nobody canceling is ends up being about $3,000 a month.
What's it like being a first-time real estate investor? Well, in today's video, we catch up with James, who came out to one of my recent events in 2019. That was OREC 2019. It's now becoming the Tribal Summit as part of Cashflow Tribe. We'll throw a link in the video description down below where you guys can check out the event if you want to see it. But he's been investing now for 314 days, but I mean, who's counting? Well, clearly he is, because he knew the exact day count. But it's been just amazing to see James's evolution as an investor, and all he really needed was that spark. But in today's video, Mike Nowicki from my team catches up with James and just asks him some newbie questions, because Mike's become an elite wholesaler, but he actually hasn't ever done a deal himself as far as closing and owning a rental property. He's done a flip for me, and he's definitely done some property management, but in today's video, we just kind of get a newbie's perspective. So I'd love to get your feedback as well on this video. Do you guys enjoy this video? Do you like the idea of a newbie interviewing another newbie? Because I feel like they ask different questions and take a different perspective to real estate investing than, say, when myself and Casey Wong sit down. So if you guys want more newbie videos, what I need from you is jump in that comment section down below, give us some feedback, give us a thumbs up, hashtag newbie, noob on noob. I don't really care, but we just need some feedback from you guys that you're enjoying this series of videos where I'm sending out my wholesalers into the wild to catch up with real life investors who are newer to the game, but you know, they're not allowing their limiting beliefs to hold them back. Anyways, I could go on an entire spiel about this, but let's just dive into today's video with James and Mike and catch up and hear some newbie questions with a newbie investor.
So we're here with James Fernandez today. We're going to be talking about some newbie questions. I'm going to ask him some newbie questions and see what he's got for us. So super quick, let's just start out. Who are you, James?
So yeah, my name's James. I've been doing this since OREC 2019, so it's been about 314 days.
314 days.
And
okay.
Yeah, so OREC, I guess 2020 Elite. What are you guys calling it? It's coming up soon. It looks like it's going to be pretty sweet.
It's going to be a good time, yeah.
But yeah, like I've basically been doing it since then. Sort of before this, I work as a professional engineer, and I love my job. Like, I was pretty happy sort of doing that until I retire.
Yeah,
it's a good job.
That's really good, man.
But after OREC, it really forced me to look at how I was doing things, and I like improving the efficiency of things and optimizing my life in different ways. So cool. After OREC, it really made me look at the space that I was living in, which was a single family home. Pretty decent size for a single guy, 2,000 square feet or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's upstairs and downstairs. But after OREC, I literally just walked around and I was like, oh my god, I'm wasting most of this space. So,
wasn't it like hours or days later or something?
Yeah, I went home Sunday night and did that. So
that's fantastic, man. I love that.
It was something. So
what, since OREC 2019, you've acquired how many units?
It's after May 31st, it's going to be 13.
So after May 31st, which is in a month or two, or a couple months, I guess now, you'll have 13 units. So
yep.
What strategies have you all used?
So the first one was just a single family home to secondary dwelling conversion. And that was a really huge learning experience. I did most of the work myself there. Didn't hire out much of it, or any of it really. Mm-hmm. So that was the first project that took a really, really long time. But we were talking about this.
Yeah, you learned quite a bit from that one, right?
It's valuable to know what's happening and the mistakes that can go wrong, and sort of to value the labor that goes into it. I don't think as a society we place enough value on skilled trades right now. So,
and I feel like in a lot of the leadership roles, it's really important for you to know what people that are working for you, you to be willing to do the same thing. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Or else, if you don't know, you don't really know what expectations expectations to set.
Exactly.
It's a good leadership.
It's I think a critical skill to have. Just getting your hands dirty at least for one reno and like know what you're doing, or at the very least have someone that you can trust that knows what they're doing, that has actually done that too.
Yeah.
So after that, it was appraisal and refinance, and I've just been basically using the money from that. That was a pretty healthy.
So you've just been recycling money and getting 13 units.
Yeah. So
like
then Florence is 2.
Yeah.
Wellington is 3. That's from Adam Martin.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the Harvey deal in Chatham with joint venture partner Jeremy Ivany, that's going to be 4 converting to 5.
Nice.
And then an Airbnb re-rental as well from a friend here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you guys, or like, how are you financing all this stuff? Like, do you have just millions of dollars in the bank?
It's literally not even that. Like that that first refi and appraisal, that was on the secondary dwelling conversion. So I bought that place for $245 with 5% down. That was something I knew to do and not to lock up too much capital, because I was investing in Questrade on the stock market a lot at that time, and I was getting way better returns on the stock market than paying my 2.39% or whatever ridiculously low interest rate that I'm getting on that property right now.
Yep.
So I knew not
it just
to do
went
that.
down too, right?
Yeah. So
does
a couple days ago.
Does your existing loan go down as well?
It's honestly even lower than it is
Okay.
right now. It's locked in at like 2.41% or something.
Okay,
It's super
really
low.
good.
So I reappraised that. Ended up getting about $130,000 to play with, and that's what I've been using to fund everything else for down payments. And then I've been using the strategy of just unsecured line of credits for all the renos.
Yeah.
And using the refinance on a property to pay off everything and consolidate. So that's that strategy.
Have you done any like creative financing, or have you just been doing it like straight up?
I haven't had a real need to yet, but this Harvey deal coming up, we're working on some creative financing there. So that's in the perks where we're talking about that tonight.
Tell me a little bit about your experience in private lending. Let me hear about that a bit.
Yeah, so that's actually the first time we met. It was at the mansion with a private lending information session, I guess, with Claire Drage and Danielle Chason.
Yeah.
Nice. And that was my first like sort of eye-opening thing. Like I had been doing a lot of stock trading and been actively saving up in my TFSA and RSP. But the returns weren't really consistently as good as I would hope them to be. With private lending, what that allows me to do is have sort of a predicted return.
Cashflow Tribe.
Hey YouTube, have you checked out Cashflow Tribe yet? It doesn't matter whether you're an experienced, seasoned investor or brand new to the game. I can probably predict if you're currently not having the level of success you want as a real estate investor, it's due to one thing. That one thing is you're not making enough offers, plain and simple. You need to be making more offers as a real estate investor if you want to hit those big, audacious goals that you're setting for yourself. So here's the deal. Cashflow Tribe, that's the community that myself and Ben were making together. And so Ben's actually so busy trying to provide value to you guys that he had to take off there. But here's the deal. Cashflow Tribe is really a one-of-a-kind community focused on results. That's the difference between us and everyone else. We want to get you guys those results. I'm tired of seeing people commenting on my YouTube channel for 2-3 years now, but they're not making offers. What's holding you back? I'm going to guess that it's either a lack of confidence or a lack of competence. And we cover both of those things in Cashflow Tribe. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you guys a 7-day free trial offer. You can join Cashflow Tribe completely free, get to test it out. If you like it, great, stay and pay. If you don't, well, I hope you at least find one great idea that you can take away and use to start making more offers, gain more deals, and finally start making the money related to real estate investing that's probably why you're watching my YouTube channel. So let's do this, guys. Let's make 2020 your year.
Cashflow Tribe.
Tell me a little bit about your experience in private lending. Let me hear about that a bit.
Yeah, so that's actually the first time we met. It was at the mansion with a private lending information session, I guess, with Claire Drage and Danielle Chason.
Yeah.
Nice. And that was my first like sort of eye-opening thing. Like I had been doing a lot of stock trading and been actively saving up in my TFSA and RSP. But the returns weren't really consistently as good as I would hope them to be. With private lending, what that allows me to do is have sort of a predicted return. I'm working with people that I trust. Obviously, it is a little bit more risky than a regulated stock market, but at the same time, I'm putting value in the people rather than just sort of hoping that.
So you're not just giving away your money to anyone.
Correct. I'm working with people that I trust and people that I know, and rather than like the only stock I really buy right now is Tesla stock. I believe in that company, regardless of its ups and downs, and that might be a little foolish, but it's been doing really well so far. So
cool. Well, I guess like I've heard if you buy a stock, just hold on to it for a very long time, especially with a company like Tesla, right?
Yeah, I believe in them fully. So
awesome. So you also told me about your experience with Airbnb re-rentals, or for some of you guys, you may call it Airbnb arbitrage. So you've done this before in Canada?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's hear it.
So that was a project I was working on with a friend of mine. He was having difficulty with the tenants in there. Once those tenants were evicted, the place was a complete disaster. We did a full reno on it, and instead of putting it on the rental market, I gave him above market rent. So I'm paying about $2,000 a month in rent for a fully furnished house now that is like utilities included, and I keep the difference.
Did he pay for the furnishings?
He did, actually, yeah. So
Okay,
that was
fair.
that was sort of a win-win that we did there.
Yep.
Where he pays for the furnishings, but I give him slightly more than market rent.
Yep.
And he's obviously keeping all those furnishings later on.
Yep.
And this creates a passive income stream for him because he doesn't necessarily want active income right now.
And like cleaners will be in there all the time, so the unit's going to be clean.
That's actually it. So like the profit that I make over top of that money is what I keep. But the other win for him is that pretty much 3 times a week or twice a week at the minimum, I have a cleaner in there. She's inspecting absolutely everything. She's wonderful, restocks everything, so that's another way to reduce your time on it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And just sends me the bill. I get pictures and updates. And
you're cash flowing off of that? Like, okay, so you're renting it for $2,000. You're paying someone to maybe manage it, but for sure clean it. So like, you're still making money after that?
So it's kind of the slow season right now. So my slow season brought in about $500.
So you're still making money in the winter?
Yes.
And like in the summertime with the city we're in, there's a ton of events and a ton of festivals. Yeah. All these like. Right?
I'm actually booked out to the summer with a projected income to about mid-May or late May.
Okay.
So projected income based off of nobody canceling is ends up being about $3,000 a month.
Oh, that's really good. That's fantastic. Holy smokes, yeah. Good for you, James. So I have a couple questions left. So my last real question to you is, how do you find your contractors to like get these jobs done on time and all that? How are you finding trustworthy contractors?
That was actually something that was a real barrier to me, and it was actually the reason why I did most of my own work initially, because I have heard so many horror stories. And it's still something that I hear all the time, even from people way more experienced than myself. But what I've learned is that I just work with contractors that are in the business of being in the network.
Yeah, okay.
So I only work with, for example, Al Torrington. He's a painter from Brighter Painting. He's in the network. He's running the KW meetups. Great
he's
guy.
An investor himself.
He's an investor. Yeah, he's doing some epic work. But like, why would I not want to work with someone that has sort of everything to lose if they screw up a job by being unreliable or being shitty, right? Like,
if you're outside the network and you don't really know any of us, then you're kind of just like, I don't care about these people. I can just move on and find new clients.
Yeah,
right?
and if you're a contractor trying to figure out how to get into this, just honestly show up to the meetups. Most of them are free. Yeah. And like, everyone likes to drink and eat, so and maybe you got to eat dinner at some point, so maybe just come hang out and meet us, right? So
exactly.
That's how I'm meeting. It's just reaching out to the network and working with people that are either highly recommended or that I know myself and have met myself, and I trust them fully.
Thanks again to Mike and James for this video series. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, smash that like button as well as hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And if you want some more great Canadian real estate content, check out this playlist right here. Or if you want to see some more of the wholesale deals we've done and even just kind of how the wholesaling process works in general, well, check out this playlist down here. And until next time, remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money in this world for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point? Thanks, guys.